OESD Embroidery Collection in the Hoop Zippered Pouches pack number 12519 is a new collection. You can create a zippered pouch in the hoop of your embroidery machine. There are 4 different shapes and sizes of the zippered pouches, including a jumbo hoop size. You can make a pouch for carrying your passport or your cell phone, make one to fit your iPad or Kindle or other small device using the jumbo hoop size. You can add a cord or ribbon for handles or just add a loop and ring for clipping your keys to it. With embroidery software, it is easy and simple to drop in a design before the final stitching line. The possibilities are endless. The basic instructions for the zippered pouch are included in the collection itself. In this video, we will show you how to make the tall pouch, which is number 1251903. The first thing that you want to do is hoop a piece of mesh cutaway stabilizer in your hoop only. The first stitch of your embroidery design is called the zipper placement stitch, and that is what we will stitch first. We will now take the hoop off the embroidery machine and spray with temporary spray adhesive so that the zipper will stick to the stabilizer, and then we will stitch the zipper tack down. The zipper has been placed between the zipper placement stitch. We now put the zipper over those lines. It can be longer than the lines itself. We will trim off the zipper later. Right now it's going to stitch the zipper tack down. Now we will take our upper top and lower top pieces, fabric pieces. They are folded in half, wrong sides together. We have already pressed them. Here is the upper top piece. It's going to go above the line, the zipper teeth. We want to be sure that it is over the stitching line about 1/4 of an inch on both sides. The bottom piece is also going to be folded. Here's this piece. Here's the fold. It's going to go along the bottom of the zipper teeth. The next stitch of the embroidery design is called the front panel tack downs, and this will stitch the upper, top, and lower fabric sections in place. On this particular design, we have added a little flower applique, so that is what is going to stitch next. This design that we've added to this tall pouch is a flower applique, and it is from a design collection called Samazar by Woohoo Designs, pack number 80050, and it is the design number 5. This design was added in our embroidery software. We will put our applique fabric down over the area that was just stitched. The tack down stitch has now been stitched As you can see, and it's holding the fabric in place, I'll take the hoop off and trim around the fabric, the outside edge, so that the rest of the design can be stitched. The fabric has been trimmed away for the applique, and now the cover stitch and the details will be stitched in place. Okay, now our embroidery design is complete, and we will be stitching the last stitch of our embroidery design. It will be called the seam stitch. Before we do that, we're going to take our zipper and unzip it halfway. Okay, we've unzipped the zipper halfway, and we also want to add a cord to this tall pouch. So that calls for 3/4 of a yard. You're going to tape the ribbon or the cord in the upper top section inside the stitching line. Here's the stitching line. So we want it to be inside the stitching line on the sides. Up here at the top, it's okay if it extends out a little bit so that it will be stitched in the seam here and up here, but again, we don't want it to interfere with this side seam. Then you'll see the rest of the ribbon here needs to be folded up inside so that it's not in any of the stitching lines at all before we put the back piece on. So make sure it's within the seam allowance or within the seam also. And now we're going to add the back piece. It will be placed right sides together, and it's going to be placed over all of this, and then the last stitch is going to be to stitch this into place. I have the back on. You can see there's no ribbon coming out of the sides, and so we want to be sure that the back piece covers all of the seam where the front seams are, because it's going to stitch basically in the same place. This is going to stitch then the last seam to hold it all together. Okay, that completes the stitches that need to be stitched in the hoop. We will now take off the hoop of the embroidery machine, take the project out of the hoop, and trim around all the way around this about 1/4 of an inch. And when we do that, that will also cut off the zipper pieces. Okay, now we are cutting off the outside edges about 1/4 of an inch or so from the stitching line. You also want to trim out where the zipper is, the stabilizer. That will allow you to be able to see the zipper. And we will turn it right side out, and we will have our tall zippered pouch. Once the project is cut out and turned right side out and pressed, then we can take the little zipper pull strip, and it's a piece that's 1 by 5 inches. You fold it in half and fold it in so that you have folded edges. Just do a little top stitch or a little seam to hold the pieces together. Cut one of the ends off at an angle. We're going to then put this through the end of your zipper about halfway, fold it over. You will take it to the machine and straight stitch across here, trim off your ends, and you have your completed zip in the hoop zippered pouch. You can use fleece to add a little bit of padding to it and quilt it in advance, so you have some pieces that are all quilted. And you can see the handle for the out of the ribbon, and you have your cute little pouch for your cell phone or your passport or business cards, whatever you want. Thank you, and enjoy making your in the hoop zippered pouches.